Well, how did you come up with your target audience?
Okay, well, personal injury attorneys, and I've been to many masterminds and conferences, and it's funny because they're all like, well, who's your audience? Well, anybody who's hurt. No. Who is your audience? You have to be honest with yourself. Who is my audience? I had to look into who I am. I'm a woman. I speak Spanish. Who would hire me? I'm young, relatively young in the field. So who's going to hire me? It's going to be people who are receptive to Spanish speaking, who are okay with having a woman lawyer, who are okay with having a younger lawyer, who identify with my language in Spanish. And that was the path of least resistance as well. So whoever is like the more educated or really wants like, you know, an older attorney with the gray hair, they're not going to hire me. So why would I pitch them? They're not going to hire me. It's fine. I don't need them to hire me. So also it's funny because there's some like Hispanics that were like, whoa, but I want a Jewish attorney because they, you know, the judíos really get your money. And it's funny to me because I'm like, okay, well, I can't give you that. But but you can't be naive to that. Why am I going to go advertise to that population? So what I did is I studied the market. I studied the type of cases I have. And I realized that the people that would be more receptive to me would probably be middle-aged women, Spanish speakers. There's like a sense of pride to this generation of like either new arrivals, first generation here, that they feel almost proud that I made it and that I'm a woman, and they want to give me their business and they trust in me because they know I'm coming from a more compassionate place than maybe some male attorneys. So I capitalized on that. I was also very intentional that what I wanted was I do a lot of premises cases as opposed to car accidents. In the inception, when I started, that was really my thing. I defended the big box stores like Walmart and stuff like that. So I really know how to handle those cases and maximize. So I said, most people don't want those cases. Everyone's going after the car accidents, whatever. Okay. I went after those cases. And guess what? With those cases, you could write your own check because you're not limited by policy from an insurance company, like an auto policy. They're usually the policies are huge, or millions of dollars. And on top of that, if my core audience is a little bit older, when they fall, they actually sustain a serious injury. So it's a way bigger case. It's a way high value case. So I was very intentional to be like middle-aged, Spanish speaking. I don't want to say lower education, but not necessarily educated here in the States, so that they have like, they can understand that I can guide them in the law. And that would probably be the ones going to the grocery store, are using walkers and things of that nature, because they tend to have more incidences and need more answers and better representation, more detailed representation, which you don't get so much at the big factory firms. So I took all that information and I looked back and I look at mega trends, right? If you're a business owner, you should always be looking at mega trends that are happening. What is going to change in the next 10 years with certainty, especially in your industry? And what are the things that are not going to change, right? So when I looked at that, what I know is that by year 2045, as a population worldwide, we're going to have more people over the age of 65 than under 14. So the truth of the matter is that we're an aging population. And then, I mean, there's other things that may come after that if we don't start procreating more. But I understood that very well. So I started with them. And many times when I was first getting younger clients, it would be like, how'd you hear about me? And it's like, well, I got home and I said, Grandma was in an Uber accident. She's like, ¿Dónde llama Amanda? So it actually came from Grandma. Wow. So that was the path of least resistance. And that's where we made our foundation and our baseline. And obviously we've stacked it after that and grown. But I was very granular about that. And I think people will just say, I want anyone that's injured. Yeah, we all do. But that's going to be very difficult to get.
Right now, when we started the podcast, you said, I don't want to give business or entrepreneurial advice. What you said right now about being very granular about your target audience, that's gold for anyone that's watching this. That's literally the root of any business. So that's a great piece of advice.
Well, I'm just saying, I can tell, I believe in learning from storytelling, not so much as abstract concepts. So I could tell you how I did it. And then people could take away from that and apply to whatever their market is, their industry, or what their niche is. So I can't tell you like, this is the formula every time. I would just say, be aware of megatrends, be aware what's changing, what's not changing, be aware who you are and who you appeal to. It's okay. We don't appeal to everybody. None of us appeal to everybody. There's some people that absolutely hate me, I'm sure, for whatever reason. And I'm okay with that. You know, so I think we have to be aware of that. trying to be likable by everyone is impossible, especially in the marketing world.
That's very true. When you said that there's things that change, things that do change, and things that don't change, there's things that change when it comes to marketing. For example, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, they're always going to be changing. But something that never changes is really the psychology behind marketing. And I know you're the marketing expert, but that's just something that I think is very important for people to know.